This is my finished U-shaped tile, modular of course. Just going to go through a bit of the build and yeah, show you how some of the process has changed along the way as I decided to do different things. For a lot of the floors I've used 4mm MDF. Once you put a grate on top, that's 5mm, which is the same as the floors from Sector Mechanicus and Necromunda. That's all glued together. I almost always only use 3 sections of a column, and try and make some savings on the walls as well. So these are walls that have been built from cut down, forget the name of it, the other ones. The platform sits a little bit high on these, so it's had to be chopped down ever so slightly here and on the other side, just to make these bits fit at the right height for the walls. Cut down pipes, measured and put in the right place, and then these need cut. The middle section needed cutting down as well and glued into place just here, and that'll be the same height as a wall. There's the walls and floors from the Zone Metallis, and when it's placed on top it will be the same height as the floors from Sector Mechanicus. Glued in place now, using some columns to make sure it sits at the right height. As you can see, I've cut a little bit too much away from there. The other side's pretty close, but I don't think you're really going to notice once it's all painted together. None of that's going to show anyway. So this has changed quite a lot now. Still the same basic shape here, but I took the middle off. It needed supporting, so I just added a piece of sprue on, just so that it can be picked up without bending. And then of course needed something to help the door come out, so another piece of sprue. Once that's painted through, that's going to go really well. So I've topped it off with the MDF and various bits of grating, and filled in all the gaps. Filled in the gaps with either bits of grate, some old 3D printed barrels, put grating over the archways, and then this second part is made completely of, well, almost completely of MDF. The back wall is MDF, and then there's one wall piece cut in half, which has been filled with a cut bit of pipe and a ladder and a bit of pipe. Some piping behind and a bit of grate. On the outside, I've just put some coffee stirrers cut down on there, and some pipe and some grate. Make it look good. Once that's painted, it'll all come together. Now, the idea behind this was to be one U-shaped tile, but what I've realised, or the way I split it, is so that it can be put into different configurations. The plasma conduits have stayed almost the same. I've just added this bit on the front. Now originally that was going to go, over the top of the doorway, but I think it still can, or it can come back onto this end piece here, and can be used in different ways depending on how it's set up. So it's the same size. It's the same size as a column and a wall, so it can be put either way round, and and it will still line up. Still line up in different ways. Could be like this. Does create quite a block, quite hard to get inside. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Next stage is to spray it and see what happens. This now has all of the base coats put on. Andrew dust, painted over a little bit. Bit of green, bit of yellow. There's going to need to be some details in there. I missed a bit on that white, so I'm just going to dull down that white before I wash. Yeah, and then I'll wash them. So here we are, all finished. And as I showed before, it can be used like this, or we can move it around and introduce some of the other pieces that I've made. So quite easily add to some of these pieces. Make quite a little maze. Very easy to incorporate as a wall, or as walls, or as a room. So really just depending on how we feel, how we set it up. And of course there's all of the other pieces as well that will come in and add character and add height. But yeah, overall, really pretty pleased with this, how this turned out and how it can be used. Okay, next time.